Welcome back to Kingdom Cast. This is your host, Bad Love Chuck. And over to my right, my guy, Country, KC versus everybody hoodie, because it's KC versus everybody, of course. I mean, we're the champs. The target's on our back, so it is what it is. But
Playoff time. We in playoff mode.
yep, playoff mode activated, my brother. And
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
you guys should see that Boogie. He's ruled inactive for the night, but he'll be back on another episode, so it's all good. You got the original duo here, and to kick things off, man. Everybody knows that we're on a bye week. We chilling. We gonna wait and see who we're gonna play. But we have some news come in with the All Pro selections today. With the first team, Travis Kelce was a unanimous selection at tight end. And then you had Tyreek Hill, who was the third receiver. And then you had Tyrann Mathieu as the safety for the first team. And for the second team, Patrick Mahomes was on the second team, and then you had Chris Jones. So those are our five All-Pro selections for the year. What did you think about those selections? Did writers get it right?
Uh, yeah, and thank God they gave Mahomes that motivation. It's all. I love it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely because, you see with the MVP race, you know what they're going to do with the MVP race, right? You know they're going to probably give it to Aaron Rodgers now, right?
For sure. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
More motivation, more fuel.
yeah, that's just more motivation. And it's funny because I mean, it's not just the awards and everything. You know what I mean? Like it's these media pundits on these shows, man. Like Colin Cowherd's gone out the deep end with his Josh Allen take. Talking about Josh Allen looks like the more confident quarterback now, or whatever. And it's just crazy.
I just keep adding logs to the flame, man. It's like what Travis said on Shannon Sharp podcast. It's like we've been playing all this year for this time right here. So we always speculated that they were sleepwalking and through the season, and he all but confirmed it. He already said all that without saying it though, but basically, so the real season starts right now. So this is what we've been playing for all 17 weeks. So keep talking. Keep talking. It works. It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're gonna get into Travis Kelce's appearance on Club Shay Shay in a moment.
Good interview. A good interview.
That's right, Nick. We finna run it back, my man. That's what we're here for. That's why we're in this position right now. So, but thanks for
Yes,
tuning
sir.
in. But
Official tour starts right now.
yes, sir. It's gonna be a great one, man. Can't wait, man. Can't wait to get started. Now, before we get into Travis Kelce's appearances on Club Shay Shay, I want to say this about the All Pro team. Like somebody had mentioned about the unanimous selections, and like on the second team there was no tight end. They said it was vacant. It was due to Travis Kelce being unanimous selection. Now, I seen Aaron Donald was the other unanimous selection, and I seen that there was still defensive tackle spots available. Like you would think it would be one less defensive tackle spot if he was a unanimous selection then. I'm just wondering how that came about.
So what happened? They had
They didn't have a tight end for the second team because I figured Darren Waller would be in that spot, but since Travis
yeah. Why
was
wouldn't Darren Waller be that guy?
right,
That's weird.
yeah, they said somebody told me like in the rules, I guess if there's a player that's like unanimous selection, it's like one less position or whatever. But it wasn't the same for defensive tackles, whatever. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. I never heard of that before. It sounds
Right.
silly to me. You know what I'm saying? Like Darren Waller was clearly the second best tight end in the game this year. He had a hell of a season. He put up some numbers, even though he a Raider fan. But you give respect, or a Raider, you give respect where respect is due, man. Darren Waller had a hell of a season.
Yep, most definitely, man. I could definitely agree with you on that, bro. Like it wasn't even close. Now, the biggest snub of the All Pro selection to me is that how the heck Cole Beasley get a vote over guys like Allen Robinson and AJ Brown, the Titans, for example. Like I know he's one of the best slot receivers in the league, but he got a vote before those guys.
As a prisoner of the moment, man. The Buffalo Bills are the hottest thing in the league right now. So they gonna get them extra votes, But like I said, that's more motivation, more fuel.
Yeah,
The
they had.
fact that they split it with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, man, I don't know why they did that to Buffalo.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me, man. Like, there had to been like a Buffalo reporter voting on that kind of stuff, man. That's the only explanation.
Yeah, yeah, man, vote for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But man, Cole Beasley, he's nice. He ain't he ain't that. You know, he ain't no all pro. Like he's a good quality player. Man.
Yeah, that's then. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad to be labeled as a good quality player. He's been doing it throughout his career. But just to have
Right, right.
All Pro vote selection, like, come on, man. Like, start making
I
decisions.
heard Fish, I heard Eric Fisher got a vote.
Eric Fisher got a vote.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see him on the second team anywhere, so. Mm. But yeah, but as far as like the Chiefs All Pro selections, they got it right. And Mahomes being the second team, that's not surprising. Aaron Rodgers had an extra game to put up some more numbers, so it is what it is. Even though
right.
Mahomes beat more quality opponents, so
Yeah. He got long. He got a long way to go. So you get a lot of these. And he'll be first team, second team most of the time. So I mean, I don't think it really mattered to Pat. I think the only thing that matters is the ring. So
yeah,
that's the main focus.
right,
So y'all can have them awards. It's cool.
yeah. All right, so let's go on and go to Travis Kelce and his appearance on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. So, what was your biggest takeaway from watching the entire episode?
Travis is a a good dude, man. He's really a good dude. I think he's genuine. Um, like I said, I met Travis Kelsey his rookie year because I worked at Arrowhead, and the funny thing is, it was like it was a group of guys standing next to me. I was concession manager. It was a group of guys standing next to me, and I'm like, "Yo, that's Travis Kelsey." And you're like, "Who is Travis Kelsey?" I'm like, "That's the rookie tight end we drafted in the third round. He got hurt. He's nice." So they didn't even recognize him. So I went up and like, "What's up, Trav?" You know what I'm saying? He had broke his leg or something. Remember he got hurt his first year?
Yeah,
He
I
didn't
remember
really play his rookie year.
that.
So he got hurt. He was limping around. I was like, "Yo, man, you need to go sit down, bro. Like they got you walking all around. Like you ever been on a club level in Arrowhead?"
Uh, no, I wish. I
No,
wish.
it's huge. Actually, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of when it's full, when the stadium is allowed to have fans. It's a lot of people. A lot of people walking around. So he got a big cast on. He got big crutches. He's walking around doing obligations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was just weird, and that's I told him. I said, "Bro, we nice, man, but you the key." And he was like, "Ah, man, don't say that." So he was like, he always been a cool, humble dude. And we talked about his Dion's, we talked about the Air Mags, and he had a nice little 5-minute conversation, man. Travis Kelsey, man, I ain't never seen him again, but but I did meet him that day. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I always remember because how cool he was. So the interview was great, man. He's an entertaining guy. It was funny hearing him talk about going broke his first year, and
Yeah.
he got man, that dude love his brother, man. He love his brother something like I ain't got no brother, so I don't know how I feel. I love my sisters to death, so I understand that part of it. But um, the whole getting drafted and Andy Reid calling and saying don't f this up, you know what I'm saying? So Travis got good stories, man. He's a very entertaining dude. I would love to interview him one day, just to sit and talk shoes and football and all that. So I mean, he's a very good, genuine dude. So I think he did great. I think he's got the respect of his fellow tight ends, like Hall of Famer like Shannon Sharp is really basically labeled him the next one. He's the next guy. So I mean, it was a hell of an interview. You should check it out. It's probably like how was it? 2 hours?
It was close to like an hour and a half, maybe hour
Oh,
15
okay.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you wouldn't know. I mean, it's entertaining. So it'll keep you interested, for an hour and a half. Travis got some good interviews, man. He do good interviews. He do Rich Eisen show a lot. He does. I seen him on a podcast with Cam Jordan and Mark Ingram. That was pretty good. He was on All the Smoke with
Yeah, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. Yeah.
yeah. I couldn't think of Matt Barnes' name. Yeah, so man, he got a lot of interviews, a lot of content out there. So I mean, check him out and support him.
Yeah, Travis has always been good in front of the camera, so I mean that's why he makes a lot of these appearances for one, and he has the game to back it up, and he's shown that throughout his entire career. So the numbers speak for itself. But my biggest takeaway from it is, like you said, you had mentioned it, Andy Reid holding him accountable when he first got to Kansas City, and Andy Reid was calling Jason Kelsey, his brother, just to make sure he's holding him accountable as well, as far as him not messing up everything. And another thing I took away from it is Travis Kelsey talks about his preparation and his diet and everything. He talked about like he takes 2 hours of his day every day to take care of his body, as far as like dieting and just resting and doing all kinds of therapy and stuff just to get his body ready for the next week and stuff.
Yeah, Travis is a very professional. He's a pro, man.
Yeah,
And he to see how Travis has matured over his career. Because when he first came in, Travis was a bit of a hothead. He was throwing towels. He was dancing all the time. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was fun. But these last few years, man, he done buckled down and just really changed his whole game. And I think his focus and goal is just to be the number one guy, or just to win. You know, because like Pat said, that he didn't even care about his stats. You know, he doesn't even come in like, I got to get this, I got to get this amount of awards, you know, this number. And so, I mean, Travis is a good dude, man. He's the best tight end in the game, period.
Yeah, by far, it's not even close. And also like you said, Travis is very entertaining on the camera, man. Like I had a few laughs in the middle of that podcast and everything. So overall, it was a great episode, and just and like you said, just from Shannon Sharp, one great tight end of the past is to interview a great tight end of the current and the future. I mean, it was a great episode to watch, and glad I got to see it. So big up
Let's
to Travis and his
let's
success.
let's not like forget Tyreek though, man. Tyreek, from all the stuff Tyreek been through, man, to come to the point where people are recognizing him as one of the greatest or one of the top five receivers in the game. Like Tyreek had from a fifth round running back with controversy all around his name, man. Tyreek then rose to the top of the mountain, man. We got to give Tyreek a lot of love, a lot of respect, and a lot of support, man, because it wasn't always easy to support Tyreek, man. And I was on the side of he was innocent a long time ago, or no, not innocent, but it wasn't as bad as people made him out to be. He ain't got no trouble since, no DUIs, no charges, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I respect Tyreek Hill because a lot of people would have gave up facing what he was facing, all the controversy he was facing. So I'm proud of Tyreek. And as far as Tyron Matthew, he do what he do. He the Badger, man. His mindset is so crazy, man. His tweets the other day, I'm visualizing the interception. I'm visualizing a big play. I'm visualizing celebrating with my teammates in the end zone. Like, bro, if you don't love that, something wrong with you.
Oh
For
yeah,
real.
yeah, yeah. Tyron, he's definitely locked in this year for sure to try to get another one. Definitely. I mean, I like seeing the tweets too. You know what I mean? So, he's definitely showing that he's locked in. He's watching the film, watching every single detail possible of like how can I break on this pass, get this interception, or how can I get in the right spot on this play and everything. So, Tyron is watching everything on film just to make sure he's in the right spot when he changes the momentum of the game and everything. And
Yeah.
push
One day
maybe
we got to do a what if show. Like, what if Tyreek would have came? I mean, what if Tyron would have came instead of going to Houston? What if he would have came to Kansas City that year? Like, we might be on Super Bowl number 3, in my opinion. Him and Breland was supposed to come that year. I think they would have made one of them stops on third. Okay, never mind, forget it. But like we'll talk about that one day. But hey, man, you got to give props to Tyrann Mathieu, man. He's one of the greatest safeties in the game. He's a great leader. He's given us everything we signed him for and more. He's great in the community. Um, he's great on Twitter. He's funny. He will shut you down though. So be careful if you're talking smack. He will acknowledge you once in a while. So he's a good guy.
Yeah, most definitely. And I wanna, follow up what you said about Tyree too. Like I was just sitting back observing everything when the breaking news happened with his off season issues he was dealing with. I was just like, I'm just gonna let this story play out. And we just gonna see what happens, man. Because like I've learned over the years growing up as a man, just to wait till you hear all the details before reacting right away. So I mean, just to see everything play out and know that he ended up being innocent and not doing like what people were saying he was doing. We seen, KCTV5, the news station, was basically trying to run him out of Kansas City and everything. But when he's able to get past that and, he's living a good life, I think he got custody of his son and, he's doing well. So it's a great thing
They
to see.
got a lot of kids.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Nah, that was a rough off season to be a fan, like because it was like you had to defend it. Now I know people that know Tyreek, so I had like an inside little scoop, and they was always saying like, "Man, my boy innocent, man. This shit is crazy what he going through," and he always been a good father. He loves his kids, you know what I'm saying? So I was hearing that, so I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait and see. So it all played out. People, some fans, opposing fans, they still bring it up, and it's ridiculous. Like, come on, man.
And then today, like, there's still some people think that he did do what they said he did and he didn't. People still think he's guilty to this day. People still think he's a terrible person and all that, despite all the evidence and stories that came out that proved that he was innocent. But it is what it is, man. Like some people just gonna stick to what they believe in, and it's whatever.
Hey, some people think Trump won the election, so
Right, right. So yeah, you see what's going on with that. Craziness, bro. Craziness. Now, as we now with the injury news and everything, have you caught up on anything as far as the injury news and latest updates with the Chiefs in general?
No, not really. They practice what, Thursday? I think they should have practiced Thursday and Friday. I didn't really hear anything. I usually get a lot of my information off Twitter, and Twitter was kind of crazy the last couple of days. It was on some totally other stuff, so I haven't heard anything. We did get to see Damian Wilson play versus the Chargers,
Yeah.
so that was a good thing. Willie Gay has a high ankle sprain that was 2 to 4 weeks, so if we don't get him back this weekend, or I mean next weekend, then he'll be ready for the AFC Championship possibly. They said Clyde was ahead of schedule, so that's a great thing. If Clyde can be back, then that's great. So Sammy's injury was minor, and he was held out as a precaution. And Pat and Tyreek, and we all rested, man. We should be good.
Yeah, but you also missed one big thing though. The Chiefs brought back Dustin Colquitt to the practice squad.
Yo, man, I hated they cut Dustin Colquitt because he was so a part of what we've been, and he was the longest tenured Chief outside of Derek Johnson. He was here for 10 years, since 2005 or something like that, something crazy.
I think 15. I think longer than that, bro.
Yeah, it was 15 years, something like that. So it was sad to see him cut. Townsend, despite that, he's had a good season. I like Townsend. But man, it's good to see old Dustin Colquitt back in the fold, man. He's a good dude. He had blocked me on Twitter once.
Wait, did he unblock you? Did he ever unblock you?
Yeah, he did. He did, actually.
Cool.
I seen him at St. Joe. I was like, "Yo, Dust, man, you blocked me, bro." He was like, "I blocked you." I was like, "I rarely block people unless you was talking crazy." I was like, "Man, I don't remember what I said, man, but I didn't mean it like that or whatever. I don't know what I said, but he finally unblocked me and then he got cut. So maybe he should have kept me blocked." Nah, man, it's good to see Dustin Cole quit, man. In case anything happens, we got somebody, vet holder, a vet punter that can come in and fill in at the drop of a dime, you know what I'm saying? And man, get him another ring, man. He deserves another ring, you know?
Yeah, like I mean, it's a great story. You know what I mean? Dustin to come back, for the second run and everything. I mean, everybody was sad to see him go, but I was like, I felt like his time was up. You know what I mean? Like he was a great punter for us, and just for the league in general throughout the years. But I just felt like I mean it was about that time. But like, not the poo poo on him returning to the practice squad or anything. I felt like we need some more offensive line help based on how this offensive line been playing this season. But hey,
Yeah, yeah, of course. I think we gonna address the offensive line like this entire offseason. And don't forget, we got some young guys that haven't had a chance to prove themselves. And speaking of offensive line, like start the line that started versus the Chargers because they was doing what they were supposed to be doing.
yeah, I was about to say start the line that was out there against the Bills. Like have Kilgore start at center. You bring Wiz back. You got Allegretti at the left guard still. You got Fisher at the left tackle, and then Schwartz. I don't know about his status or whatever. So if Schwartz can't go, I mean, you still got Mike Rimmer on the right side. But if you go with that five, you good.
So who's your five? Fish,
Yep.
Allegretti, Kilgore, Wiz, Rimmers.
Yeah. Yeah. Schwartz can't come back.
I'm good with that. I like Durant too. I think he showed a couple flashes. Um, I hated that Niang opted out. I understand why he opted out, and that's not a problem. But I hated that he opted out because he could have got a lot of good quality snaps this year, and could have been thrown in the fire and came out a very polished offensive lineman. But don't forget about him. We still got Rankins, Durant. Then we draft somebody. I want to say we drafted somebody else, but I think the offensive line gonna be better now. They're gonna have to go through the fire because they're young and they're gonna have to get tested. But we'll see. And we definitely gonna attack that in the draft and the little money we got in free agency. I think we definitely gonna upgrade the offensive line. Speaking of Kelsey, let's go get Jason Kelsey. Is he
Hey,
a free agent?
a lot of Chiefs fans been mentioning that. I don't mind Jason Kelsey. I mean, that might complete the three-peat possibly to be the first NFL team in history to three-peat because it's never been
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't mind that, bro. He'll keep Kelsey accountable, and he'll probably keep some other guys accountable too. But
yeah.
but as we transition to that, man, we got our special guest ready to go in the background here. He is a longtime diehard Chiefs fan. Um,
Long time.
he's known as Kansas City's one of Kansas City's favorite sons. He's on the morning grind with Shay and Shine at Hot 103 Jamz. Official core DJs, the commission. Everybody knows him around the town. He's a staple in the town. I would like to invite my guy Brian B. Shynin to Kingdom Cast. Brian,
Salute.
Brian
how you
B.
doing, my brother?
Shining.
My brothers, what's happening?
What's
What's
up,
going
B?
on? I apologize for me being tardy. It just means that I'm gonna stay a little later. Whatever y'all need, I got you. Let's get to it, man. What's going on?
Yeah, for sure, man. Everything's good over here, brother. How things been going with you lately?
Can't complain at all, dog. Although the Capitol the other day has really soiled people's moods.
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing in disguise, though. I think the country will be a lot better after this administration is gone. And I think everybody can agree with that from the left and the right. But other than that, though, to answer your question, I'm great, man. I can't complain about nothing. I'm healthy. I got my job. I'm here with you fellas. The Chiefs is 14-2. And we're the Super Bowl favorites. So And Lakers is doing good, Chuck. Just just in case you want to know that.
Let's keep it football, okay? Let's keep it football, all right.
But yeah, man, things are great, man.
Okay, that's good, my man. So let's get to it, man. We know you've been a long time diehard Chiefs fan throughout the years, man. So who put you on to being a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
Man, the reason I'm so passionate about this organization is because of my pops, and the memories that are tied with him are mostly great memories. When I was sitting down watching football with him, trying to learn, trying to figure out what was going on. But I don't know, something about the Chiefs. Like I did a lot of things with my pops, but it's something about the Chiefs that really stuck with me to where I have just this photographic memory of just almost every Chiefs game, man. It's crazy. I remember my first Chiefs game that I really like paid attention to for real, and it was the 1992 season, and we had swept the Chargers. We swept them that year, and we had gotten to the playoffs, and Chargers had won like the last 10 games of the season or something like that, and they went like 11-1. But we had swept them, and then we faced them in a wild card round at San Diego, and we lose. We lost 17-0. And that was really like the first Chiefs game where I was like, man, like I'm in this. Like, even though we didn't score any points. But needless to say, I can't remember. I think that was Dave Craig. That was our quarterback. I get him and DeBerg mixed up a lot of times. I think it was Dave Craig. But Marty had enough. And Joe Montana wanted to get out of Frisco, or they wanted to trade Montana. And the next thing you know, like, I really fell in Chiefs pandemonium as, like, when I was growing up, the Chiefs were, like, establishing themselves as a contender. So going back to the original point to answer the question, my pops is the one that really got me into. He created a monster. He didn't know what monster he was creating when he really, like, introduced the Chiefs experience to me. So it's real special.
Man, I feel that because me and my dad, we probably didn't have the best relationship for like the first 30 years of life. We was both young, you know what I'm saying? But man, we always met at the couch for football, bro. Like, no matter what we was going through, or I got in trouble in school or whatever, we always watched Chiefs games. And I remember the first time I felt like, man, my daddy really loved me, man.
Yeah. Nah, it's real. It's
the
Chiefs. Watching the Chiefs and watching football is a real bonding moment. And I don't think females like, I think women, I think they kind of get the purpose of it, but I don't think that women really get, like, the bond that you create with your brothers or your friends and your pops or uncles or whatever when you watch football. It's really a true bonding experience.
Yeah. So yeah, man. He was like, I know it's about to go into overtime. You can stay up and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? That was like, oh man, I love that.
I got one of them. The Monday night, Miracle. When we beat Elway for not the first time, but
that's the exact game, bro. That's the game.
I stayed up late and watched that. My daddy let me. The Oakland game, the Monday night in Oakland in '97, when Gerback threw the pass to Rising and he caught the touchdown in the back of the end zone. He let me stay up late for that. I remember my dad was going crazy over that game, right? Because it was the Raiders, and we came back on their ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad, he also put me on to being a Chiefs fan. My first game was actually when Dave Craig was quarterback too. It was a Monday night game against the Raiders with Marcus Allen was still in the Raiders uniform. That was my first time ever watching football and watching the Chiefs and everything. And since then, been rolling. So that was my first ever Chiefs game.
And then you took a pause in
2017. Yeah, I did take a little bit of a pause, okay? You know what I mean? Like, I was in a dark place. You know why? I was in a dark place after that Titans wildcard game, so it was bad.
Imagine being there. No,
I was there.
Imagine being there.
I was there too, B.
Bro. I got Titans fans all around me. And I wasn't really talking a lot of crap that game because in the first half, we was wearing their ass out. We was up what,
We was up
21-3 at
21-3.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, Demarcus Robinson had got
I'll
that
be on
last.
you.
Demarcus Robinson had got that last second touchdown before the half had ended, and I didn't because of the playoffs pass. I knew that it wasn't over, but I was feeling really confident at halftime. We all know what happened. Travis Kelce gets hurt. Marcus Mariota throws a touchdown to himself. The field with the 2-point conversion mishap. When they blew the whistle early. When Derek Johnson just absolutely pulverized Mariota.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Bruh.
Bro, I was so
Like,
hot.
And man, and that along with the Marcus Peters situation, I get it, Chuck. I do. But that game, man, those Titans, man, I couldn't. And the Titans fans, they were cool. They wasn't jerks about it. They wasn't like, Cowboys fans or nothing like that. But it was just to sit
A
there
long
and
walk
watch.
to the car, man.
Man,
That was a long walk to the car, bro.
That game and the Pittsburgh playoff game.
Listen, man. Listen,
Yeah.
that Pittsburgh game, we had no business losing that game, bro. How the heck we gonna lose to a team that only kicked field goals, dog? That makes no sense.
Imagine that defense with Patrick.
Man,
Imagine that defense.
Come on, man. Like,
and that was Pittsburgh at its height.
Yeah.
That was Pittsburgh when they were Pittsburgh.
Well, with Le'Veon, with that era.
Le'Veon
and Tony, they was loaded that year, fam. And they kicked 6 field goals. Boswell had to make all 6 field goals. It just adds to the lure of or the mystique of, or the bad mystique that we got in the playoffs, dog. Before I call it BP, before Patrick. Now it's AP after Patrick. Yeah, whole new game, baby. What's happening?
It's like we here, dog.
Bro, Madden, dudes be like, oh, he got the Chiefs. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You didn't say that when I had Brody Crowell at quarterback. You didn't say that when I had Matt Castle throwing a Dwayne Bowe and Chris Chambers.
Right.
Hear nothing in. Okay. Or when I had Steve Bono throwing to keep Cash, then nobody say he picking the Chiefs then. Or when I had to play with the 2012 Chiefs. With let's see, we had Brady Quinn at quarterback for a part of that season. We had Matt Castle. Come on, man. I don't want to listen. I'm playing with the Chiefs. I play with the Chiefs every single game of Madden that I can remember for at least 15 years or so. At least.
Yep.
So I don't play with no other team.
You remember Christian Okoye on Tecmo Bowl?
Hey,
he was a Bo Jackson Jr. almost.
Man.
Bro. Him and Barry Word, they were some dogs, man.
Okoye was crazy on Tecmo Bowl, bro. Like, he don't get the same love that Bo Jackson get, but he was right there with him.
Mm-hmm.
He was right there with him.
You got Stephon Page and Willie Davis. Yeah, they're some dogs, bro.
Yeah.
Man, now we associate Brian as a real fan because he's been there through the dark when it wasn't cool. It wasn't always cool to be a Chiefs fan.
Hell
no.
Our
Chiefs era.
And we lost. We got a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, a lot of dark times. So, man, it's a blessing to be a Chiefs fan now, man. I'm enjoying it, bro. Like, we deserve it, bro.
Man, and here's the thing, dog. That's the key is we deserve this. I mean, my older brother's a 49ers fan. Don't ask me how that happened. It's a long ass story. I just know
Joe Montana, probably.
As I'm saying,
my brother, he's 10 years older than me. So he came alive when the Chiefs were just at our absolute worst in the mid to late 70s, early to mid 80s. But I had to school him. I had to go down there my entire, like, bro, I took 20 minutes. I put the TV on pause, and I broke down everything that I had went through being a Chiefs fan. I'm talking about going through our first playoff appearance in '86 against the Jets, and since the '71 game versus the Dolphins. Okay, and I went to the '93 AFC Championship game where Joe Montana where he got a concussion in the third quarter, and then things just went downhill after that. I told him about
Completely downhill.
That was that year, bro.
told, told him about Lynn Elliott in '95 missing 3 field goals, makeable field goals. I had to tell him about '97 against Denver. When we were supposed to beat Elway, and Tony Gonzalez got a pass interference call, and Greg Minuski, not actually, that was the 03 game. Tony Gonzalez.
That was the Colts game, right?
Yeah, that was the Colts game. Tony Gonzalez just couldn't come. He couldn't get his feet in to get that other touchdown. And I, told him about the no punt game. Okay, told him about the 06 game against the Colts, the 2013 game against the Colts, one of the worst Chiefs game I've ever lived through. We was up 28 points deep in the third quarter and lost. Golly. So,
Charles was there. Oh,
bro,
I wasn't
was
there,
there.
bro. Listen, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. Don't put that false narrative out there. I was over a friend's house, and you know this particular friend, Brian. I was over Matt O's house watching that game with the fellas, and we was talking about facing the Patriots. We was wondering if Jamal Charles was gonna come back, and then all of a sudden things just switched on a dime, bro.
Bro, that game we seriously had 8 or 9 players get hurt that game. I remember Jamal Charles got hurt. Dwayne Bowe was hurt. Dwayne Bowe told me he caught that ball on a broken foot the last play of the game or the offensive game.
Wow. Brandon
Flowers.
Flowers.
Davis got hurt.
Yeah.
Brandon Flowers got hurt. Justin Houston re-injured himself. All of our receivers. We had AJ Jenkins out there starting with Dwayne Bowe.
Yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all remember Dante Robinson? Remember he played with the Texans?
Yep.
And I think the Chiefs were in man coverage against the Colts. They burnt his ass so bad. It was like in the third quarter. They took Dante Robinson out of the game, and he never see the light of day of another NFL field.
But dog, what the hell was Kendrick Lewis looking at though?
God, don't even get me started with that, bro. That was a Madden play that the Colts put on us on that play when they hit T.Y. Hilton to take the lead. But to our point, we've been through so much misery and so many playoff defeats, just the most craziest defeats that you can ever think of. We deserve this, and I don't have no shame in it. I'm gonna soak in this. This is something that I've been dreaming about. So the only thing that's wrong is that my daddy's not here to share this with me. But that's fine though. We deserve this. All right. Don't ever feel bad about celebrating all these Chiefs victories.
And speaking of Chiefs victories, man, you and Shay Moore, y'all was clowning on the Chiefs victory songs this year, man. I got the list right here. I may have missed a song or two. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I like the way the kicking game. Got Cam, 5-1 at Buffalo. They ain't beat us since 2015. 7 whole games. The shot. Patrick beat Tampa Bay. Tua got you on check. Fluke, sorry, Miss Jackson, and Clyde. So out of all those songs y'all did on Hot 103 Jamz this year, like, what's your favorite or your top 3 that you guys did for the year?
All right, number 1 is the Busta Rhymes one about Denver. They ain't beat us since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite one, definitely of this year. I took a flight and I was like really in my zone on that one. Before I get to that, let's see. Number 2 would be The Shock. I really like that one. And then my other one, it would either be Cam, or it would be Cam. It would be Cam. Those three are my top 3. And shout out to Shay, because Shay actually so how my creativity works is I'm not like I can't never like come up with something. I can't come up with the initial idea. But if you come up with something that I can work with, then I can like fix it and flip it and be creative that way. So my creativity spurs off other people's creativity. So my point is Shay will come up with the initial thought, the initial idea, and I'll be like, nah, that ain't good. and then she'll come up with another one or whatever. We'll go back and forth. We'll deliberate, and we'll come up with something that we finally both like. And then I get the pen and the pad.
That's what's up, man. But yeah, Tua got you on check. Yeah, that's definitely up there for me. And
I like that one too.
7 whole games was smooth though. When the Chiefs blew out the Jets, that one was smooth.
Oh man, yeah. that one was one of the more easy ones because the Jets are so easy to make fun of, you know.
Right.
So.
Plus, you had 14. You had 14 tries to get it right this year. You had a lot of work this year.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and they're a lot easier when actually no, they're not a lot easier when we win. They're actually easier when there's a star player who does something big. Like if Patrick throws 4 or 5 touchdowns, then you know we'll probably come up with something with that. Or if Travis Kelce, you know, if he got 200 yards or something, you know, it's all about, you know, what develops in the game, and that's how we're able to make them different each time. Is that, you know, Shay is real good at developing these ideas that aren't easy to copy, because people would be like, where the hell y'all, like, I'd be like, Shay, where the hell you get that from? The first time that she really like shocked me with the idea, and this was when we really first started doing these songs in 2017 when Kareem Hunt, he went crazy on Philly. It was like week 3 or week 2, and yeah, she came up with Peaches and Kareem. 112. We did 112 Peaches and Cream and flipped it to Peaches and Kareem. So
I think I remember that joint.
Oh yeah. So Shay is I couldn't do it without her.
Yeah, that's what's up. She a great sidekick to have, my brother. You
Oh no. We're not sidekicks. We're equal partners.
Okay. All right, that's cool. All right.
I ain't trying to like, you know, overtalk you or nothing. I just gotta, you know, show her that respect, you know.
No, that's good, bro. So I mean, that's my fault. So
you good, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I know you guys had me on you know, last year during that crazy viral moment I had or whatever. I mean, that was my first few interviews and whatever.
Oh yeah, you came up to the station.
Yeah.
That was we got you kind of early on that. Yeah, that was crazy, dog.
Right.
Old boy retweeted you and it just took off from there. I remember in the game I was watching your tweet take off because I was at the game and you put up the video about you leaving, and then old boy retweeted it, and then ESPN got it, all the sports outlets got it. That was magical.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to talk about your favorite Chiefs player besides Derrick Thomas. I mean, that's pretty much everybody's favorite Chiefs player. You know, that's obvious. But who would be your second favorite Chiefs player of all time behind Derrick Thomas?
Well, I haven't updated this, but actually, DT ain't number 1 no more.
Oh, okay. So,
is this breaking
man, y'all
news?
know who's number 1. Come on, man.
Okay.
y'all know who's number 1.
All right.
I got this Peyton in here. Nah, man, but you know, Patrick Mahomes, of course, he overtook Derrick. And the reason why I put him number 1 so early, this is only his 4th year, fam. Only his 4th. We haven't sniffed his potential. And that's what's scary about Patrick Mahomes, bro. He's 25.
Yeah.
What was you doing at 25?
Nowhere near what he's doing right now, bro.
He's 25.
He's special, dog.
Imagine the game that he's soaking up and all the defenses he's in, all the coverages, all the coaches he's going against. Imagine where he's going to be at 28.
Yeah.
At 28. He's 25. That's 3 years from now. But anywho, but Patrick got us the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because like he put us on the. We were not on. It's so. I got so many thoughts. I'm sorry. I'm just all over the place, y'all.
Nah, go right ahead, bro.
It's so weird being a Chiefs fan now, for the simple fact that I look at football differently. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and this Chiefs team has made me look at myself from the past, cheering for people like Alex. I love Alex Smith. Love him to death, okay? But on the football field, he's nowhere near Patrick. And people will be like, why don't y'all get a real, like back then, they was like, why don't y'all go get a real quarterback? I'm like, what is wrong with Alex Smith? Of course, those questions were answered quickly because he didn't,
Boy,
he didn't throw
I
down
tried to
field.
tell both of y'all, man.
But it's fine though. But come on, y'all can't sit up here and act like Alex Smith wasn't balling the hell out, bro. Alex Smith, his ceiling might not be where Patrick Mahomes is, but the thing that you can say about Alex Smith is he gave his 100% best, and he's using all of his skill set to the best of his abilities, and he's a winner. So I love Alex Smith. But on the field,
you know what I love about Alex though? You know what I love about Alex B? Like his first game, he ran and died for that first down. I was like, oh, he willing to put his body on the line for this team. Oh. He taught Pat how to win, bro. I don't care what nobody say. That 1 year Pat sat behind Alex probably did more for his career than people even want to give it credit for. Like Alex helped us learn how to win. He taught us how to win.
I agree totally.
Period.
I do. But yeah, Patrick is number one. Derek, I actually have a list of like my top 25.
Dang, top
25? No, I'm dead. Y'all want me? I mean, I think the camera will have to mess up or something. Y'all want me? I can get it if you want me to. It's on my phone though.
Oh well, sure. Well, I mean, can you remember the top 5 maybe?
Okay. Let's see. Patrick, Derek Thomas. I think Lenny is up there, probably number 5 or so.
Okay.
Golly. I don't think Eric Berry is. Jamal Charles is 3 because Jamal Charles was going to overtake DT. Cause I don't know, Jamal Charles is so sentimental, like because he was it seemed like he was the only bright spot out of all them teams that he played on, and
it don't seem like he was.
Right.
It don't seem like.
Man, Jamal Charles, man, I never thought I'd love another running back more than Priest Holmes, but Jamal Charles just about as much. So and probably with that being said, it's either Priest Holmes or Tony Gonzalez probably at number 4, and then Len Dawson at 5 probably.
Yeah, that's
so. You can have EB. EB ain't in your top 5.
I love Eric Berry, but
I love Eric Berry.
I do. I love him. I love him to death. Met him, great guy.
Never met him before. Yeah, I met him at training camp, but never one-on-one.
I met him. Bro, you know how I met Eric Berry? Me and Shay and I, we were doing a radio remote from the Juke House. And on this night, it wasn't like super duper cracking because I think it was a little cold. But the Juke House, it was like half full. And Eric Berry comes in with this other guy. And I'm like, it's like the cartoons, you know, a cartoon's got to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I said, Shay, that's Eric Berry. And me, I'm one who's like, I kind of stand off. I don't like to be in people's faces. I don't like to do all that. I like to be in my own little vibe and just chill. And I really didn't want to bother him because I knew he picked the Juke House because he wanted to just chill. He didn't want to be out and shaking hands and doing all that. So, you know, I grabbed Shay. I'm like, Shay, that's Eric Berry over there. She's like, where? She's like, why don't you just go say hi to him? I was like, no, he chilling. And Shay has done. Shay also did this for Cardi B as well because I didn't want to go say nothing to her. But Cardi was real cool. Eric Berry was real cool. But Shay initiated the conversation and found out that her and I think his uncle or cousin or something was in there, and him and Shay had went to the same high school or something like that. So we actually had made a connection with Eric Berry at the Juke House among the Juke House chicken wing grease that was on everybody's hands.
That's what's up, man. But yeah, I had met Eric back at Price Chopper a while back. Like it was on Turkey Tuesday. I was, buying turkeys and goods for like, Joey's barbershop just to donate or whatever. And I ran into him and his dad and everything. Took a picture with him and chopped it up for a few minutes. Asked him about how they're gonna spend their holidays and stuff. Just a normal conversation. I wished him like the best of luck. And that was during the time when the Chiefs went. I think the Chiefs went 2-14 that year.
Was that 2012? That was 2012.
Yeah, I believe so.
because
But
he
that's my
wasn't on the
first man.
08. He wasn't on the 08 team that went 2-14.
Yeah, that was the Save Our Chiefs era. So,
Oh boy, shout out to him, man. I don't know who that guy is. I follow him on Twitter, but God, I remember every week there was like this new report about Scott Pioli and the Save Our Chiefs dude. He was on his ass like
yeah,
about. Remember they came out with that report about Scott Pioli bitching at people about picking up gum
candy
trash.
wrappers.
Yeah,
Yeah, the candy
like,
wrappers.
like
Dog.
bro, between him, I remember between him and Jack Harry, because I think Nick Wright was still here.
Yeah.
Bro, they used to get on their head all the time, every
So,
week.
Yeah, Jack Harry.
That.
Jack Harry was must see TV, dog. Like every weekend, basically, he was must see TV because he knew he was about to get in his head, dog.
Bro, he used to roast the Chiefs, bro. I used to be so mad at Jack Harry, bro. But like he was right though. The things he was saying was right.
Yeah.
So who have you marked out for? Like, you just couldn't help it. I'm a
Being a
fan.
complete fan for nobody. I can't do that.
Nobody.
No. I'm sorry. Okay, so I remember.
Okay, not on the outside, but on the inside. Like,
on the inside. Patrick Mahomes. Seriously, we were.
I met that, man.
So we were on the same flight. This is when he got drafted in 2017. It was like May, and you know the rookies they go out to LA to do the little photo
symposium.
You know, football cards and
Panini,
all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think he was going to do that, and I was going to LA for a core DJ retreat. So I look, we at KCI. I look, I see the hair. Nobody knows who he is because, like, he's just the Texas Tech quarterback who we drafted in the first round. So the casual NFL fans do not know who he is. I said, that's Patrick Mahomes, bro. So they went and sat down at one in one of the gates, and I look, and it's him and Kareem Hunt, and I go and I sit by him, and I didn't want to cause too much ruckus. I had a Chiefs hat on too, so they already knew that. I think they knew I knew who they were, but I just sat down by them. I took my little headphones off, like, "Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the town." Gave them little fist bumps, and you know they was cool. I try not to engage with celebrities or athletes or whatever like that because they just probably just want to be alone, man. They don't want to be bothered. So I just said that little thing, but on the inside I was like, man, that boy's gonna be a star.
Hey, I marked out one time for some kids I was with. I was with my little nephew and my little cousin. And we was at St. Joe. And you know St. Joe is crazy when you try and get autographs or about the football and everything. So they walking off. So I just randomly, the first guy I saw was Terrence Smith. Y'all remember Terrence Smith? Terrence Smith?
Yes.
Yeah,
Cornerback.
Yeah. So I'm like, T Smith, like FSU. And that got his attention. Long story short, I ended up knowing half the team just without helmets and stuff. And the fact I knew their name gave me the attention that I needed. So the kids was cool, man. The kids got to meet Andy Reid and all that, and they signing footballs. And Mitch Holtis, man, we even got Clark Hunt that day. It was a crazy day, but that's the only day I came out of character and marked out. You know what I'm saying? So they can have that experience, something they'll remember for the rest of their life.
I got two more times. I was working at Sunfresh when I was 16 in the summer of 2002, and I think this was during his contract dispute, or he might have had the contract the year before. It was Tony Gonzalez. Like, he just casually walks in Sunfresh, like, bro, and it's 2002. No, it's Tony Gonzalez. I remember wilding out, but I was 16, But a player who I knew he was big, but I didn't know he was humongous. Brian Waters.
Beat up.
Bruh. So I'm doing the football game for Northwest Missouri State. I'm broadcasting the football game. And it was because Northwest we will have an annual game at Arrowhead Stadium, and we'll play CMSU or Pitt State. We beat the crap out of both of them. They ain't no competition with us. We D2 Alabama in this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Northwest Missouri State Bearcats. But anywho, so that week they had a press conference, and I was working for the radio station, doing color for the Bearcats football game. So it was a Wednesday morning, and me and my partners from college, we walking up to the stadium, and this massive, the biggest human being I've ever seen in real life comes walking towards me. And I noticed the face. I was like, "Yup, that's Brian Waters." And as we approach each other, I said, "How you doing, Mr. Waters?" And he was just like, "What's up? How you doing?" And again, I try not to bother people, but Brian Waters was so big. Brian Waters looked at least 6'5", 6'6", all of 340 pounds, at least, just full of muscle. Just he's like a walking door. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just big dude. And I knew at that point. I knew before, but I knew at that point, ain't no way in hell I was gonna be able to play in the NFL, bro. No way. No.
Hey, you want to talk about random? I was getting what they call them, ice cream shavings, shaved ice out here by the house in Independence, and nobody's there. Me and my kid look over. It's this big dude, his wife, and his kids. It's Neil Smith.
Oh, he's tall as hell.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge. So I'm just like, yo, that's Neil Smith. In the inside, so you got to bring it down. But in the inside, it's like, yo, that's Neil Smith. So I walked up to him, shook him hand, hey man, you a legend, man. You Neil Smith. Like, it's like, thanks, brother. And just went on his way. But it was just like, man, it's just shaved ice and meeting Neil Smith, like out of the blue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish my son was older so he could appreciate who that was,
Yep, for sure. Now, let's go ahead and transition to Wild Card Weekend. Brian, you have a pretty extensive football background. You know your stuff pretty well. So, let's go ahead and get to these games, man, and let's get your perspective on it as well. So, the first game, we got the Colts and the Bills. The Bills, they the favorite to win the game or whatever. So, how do you see this Bills and Colts game turning out in your eyes?
I think the Bills are a cute story. I think Josh Allen is talented, and I think Stephon Diggs gets busy. All right, let's like Stephon
be
Diggs
clear.
is a monster, and
Yes.
And they got some athletes on defense. I ain't sold on Buffalo. I'm not scared of Buffalo. I don't fear anything about Buffalo. We went up there and handled them, and now I know they might be a different team now. But if you go back and you look at that playoff game from last year, and you look at Josh Allen and the things that he was doing, that ain't gonna work against a good team. And it didn't last year, as the Texans came back and beat them. But he's erratic, and I think he's circled the wagon, no pun intended, as far as his mistakes and his erratic play. But y'all know, playoff football is a totally different game. It's totally different than a regular season. Intensity is up, speed is up, intelligence is up. You're not hiding all your good plays. You're letting the good plays loose. Everything is on tape. And at that point, it's about execution. It ain't really about, it is about the play that's being called. But a lot of times these coaches and teams, they already know what you're about to do. It's just a matter of you executing it right. And I think the Colts have a better coaching staff. I think they have a much better defense. They have a top 3, top 5 running game in the league. That is a recipe for disaster for Buffalo. Let's be clear here. Their offense is good. It's explosive. But the Colts defense, Colts defense got some athletes on there, especially that front seven. That's probably the best front seven in the league. Okay. So I see the Colts pressuring Josh Allen. I see him making mistakes. And although Phillip Rivers isn't, the quarterback that I want to lead my team in 2021,
Right.
he's capable of of game managing this thing. He can do that.
Yeah.
They got to run the ball though. That's all they have. And Frank Wright to be, the mystique of Buffalo, that 92 team who came back on the Oilers. You know what I'm saying? So Frank Wright led that. Jim Kelly wasn't playing that game. Frank Wright did. So, or Jim Kelly get hurt that game.
Jim Kelly got hurt.
He got hurt.
Jim Kelly got hurt that game.
So, but regardless, y'all see where I'm going with it though.
Yeah.
I got the Colts winning.
A shocker out the gate, huh, B?
I don't think it's a shocker. I don't think it's a shocker because of that defense and that running game, bro.
Right.
You think Josh Allen is gonna be paid if the Colts are playing 7 in coverage and they're pressuring, they're not getting to Josh Allen yet, but they're pressuring him like to where he got to get the ball out in 2 seconds, not even 3 seconds, in 2 seconds. You think he's gonna be patient? You think he's gonna show the type of patience and maturity that Patrick Mahomes showed last year, or against that playoff game against the Patriots in the 18 AFC Championship game? I don't see Josh Allen being patient. I see him getting rattled. I see the Colts destroying the Bills' offensive line because I don't think the Bills' offensive line is that good. DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, we know what you was doing with that.
My guy from San Francisco. I'm stuck in the 90s and the 2000s, dog. He just made All Pro. What's his name? 99.
DeForest Buckner.
DeForest Buckner. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bro, who gonna block? You think Mitch Morse is gonna block him?
Nah.
Not without a concussion.
No.
Hey, bro. I think the it's not gonna be a blowout. Of course, it'll be a close game. But in close games, who you taking? You taking the Bills defense or you taking the Colts defense in their running game? Where the Bills running? The only person who can I shouldn't say the only person, but Josh Allen is effective running the ball. He is. Bills ain't got no running game like that. Not like the Colts. So that's
who is their running back?
Singletary and Moss. Zach Moss.
Oh, okay.
They split carries.
You know what? You know what I think that hurt Josh Allen? He's never came into the playoffs being looked at as the guy.
Yeah, the target's on his back. Yeah.
We see what happened when Lamar came in the playoffs as that guy. And you seen that pressure. You seen what happened to him.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
It could go similar to that. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened.
Yeah, Brian, you pretty much hit on everything, for the most part, man. I'm with you on that. I'm pretty high on the Colts this week. I got the Colts with it myself. Here's another factor I want to touch on, man, because you already touched on the running game with the Colts. Jonathan Taylor has been on fire. He has figured it out. At the beginning of the season, he wasn't hitting the holes correctly. He was running like he was still in Wisconsin, and he had to adjust to how the NFL game speed is. An NFL dude, once you see that little crease, you got to hit it. And he finally understands that. And we started to see the results in the last few weeks. And I think he continues his high streak. I think he has over 100 yards in this game. Now,
hey, Chuck, real quick, it ain't only him they got to worry about. They got to worry about 21.
Yeah, Naeem Hines. Yeah.
They got to worry about him. And they got another one, too.
Yep, he's nice, too. And then on top of that, you got that was set up well for the play and passing game, too, because another thing the Bills have trouble with is guarding tight ends. And the Colts use their tight ends quite a bit in their offense. The Colts got 3 of them they use. So yeah, I think the Colts have an advantage in that area as well. They got a great offensive line. They still have one of the best offensive lines in the league. And on defense, you mentioned Buckner. And, of course, you got Justin Houston. He used to be a Chief here. I mean, he's had a solid year.
I saw Justin Houston in the game this year. It was late. I think it might have been Tennessee or somebody. But he was out there getting busy. All right, Justin Houston still got it. As long as I think he still got it as long as they bring him in on situational third longs, stuff like that. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where Justin Houston's most effective.
Yeah, I remember that game. I think that's the Thursday night game, I believe.
He still
I
got some beast in him
recall it.
though. He still got some juice.
Yeah, he still got a little bit of juice left
Yeah.
for sure. But that defense all starts with Darius Leonard though. Darius Leonard, he made the All Pro team again. I mean, he was a guy that I was
He's a
extremely
beast.
high on before he got drafted. So
He's a beast.
And that boy, that he's a top 5 linebacker in the league, man. That boy is a monster. Yeah, man. I think they're gonna draw. Is Eberflus? Isn't that their defensive
yeah, Matt
coordinator?
Eberflus, yeah.
Man, they look. Hey, and another thing about Buffalo, I don't buy Brian Daboll. Y'all, people buying him? Like, really? Y'all see what he did with the Chiefs? I know it was
Right.
2012, and he had Matt Castle.
Yeah.
I'm not buying him. And they talking about he going to the Texans. I ain't buying. I think Frank Wright and them and Eberflus. I think they can cook something up to make Josh Allen fold under pressure.
Well,
Yeah.
Buffalo is Cinderella right now, man. She the baddest chick in the party.
It's cute.
She got
Right.
the best dress, the shoes, her hair laid it, fried
Right.
dyed and laid to the side.
Yeah.
It's
But the
cute.
glass sliver
Buffalo
eventually
is
comes off.
Cinderella. But the question is, how close to midnight is it though?
Right.
I think it's about 11:54.
Yeah.
6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes indeed your own.
Yeah. All right,
Absolutely.
who's next? Cleveland and Pittsburgh?
That's the last game. The next game,
Oh, okay, my bad. I jumped the gun. Go ahead.
you good. The next game of the Saturday slate is the Seahawks and Rams. Now, in the past,
Boy.
we've seen the Rams. The Rams have given Russell Wilson the most trouble
Yeah.
of all the NFL
Definitely.
teams. But
Definitely.
the Rams, they're kind of questionable right now with Jared Goff and his stats. We don't know how his thumb going to be and everything, but I think it's going to be a close game. How do you see it playing out, Brian? Who do you got in that one?
Man, this is a great one. I ain't even gonna lie to you. See, I think the NFC is a little boring. I'm 100% AFC guy. I am 100%.
Okay.
Even though it's not really a difference in the games and in the brand of football, whatever. But I think this would be the most exciting game out of the whole NFC playoff slate. Both of these coaches, they know each other well. I think they're similar, but they're different. But the Seahawks are going to have to deal with who I regard as already a top 10 defensive player almost of all time, definitely of this era, Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is such a game wreck. Like your casual football fans won't notice how dominant Aaron Donald is. I mean, he is a man amongst boys. I cannot describe how dominant this man is, how he messes up every single play. He don't have to make the tackle. He don't have to make the sack, but he can alter your play. And that's the one thing now, and Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey held people to 20 yards per game or something like that this year. All pro. So that concerns me with the Seahawks. I'm not confident in Brian Schottenheimer calling the plays. I'm not. But the one guy who I know can win this game, and we've seen him do it over and over and over and over again against some of the best teams that we've seen recently, and that man is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is special. Okay. And I think Jalen Ramsey will do a good job, but I don't think he's gonna hold DK Metcalf to a low yardage total. I really don't. I think the Seahawks will figure out a way. This is gonna be a nasty game. It's gonna be one of them dirty, cold playoff games, and I'm gonna enjoy every single minute of it. I can't wait, even with the Rams' ugly ass uniforms. But I'm taking the Seahawks. This is gonna be one. This is gonna be a game for football fans. This ain't gonna be no 24 to 48 game. This is gonna be a lot of field goals, a lot of chess being played on the field. It's gonna be about play calling and execution. And
right.
And I think the Seahawks are more seasoned. I think their coaching is better, and they got it right at quarterback.
Yep, I see it the same way, Brian. I said this is gonna be one of them low scoring, all in the trenches type games. I mean, this game pretty much has the trenches written all over it. It's like who's gonna win up front more often. And Eric Donald, yes, he's one of the best. He's arguably the best defensive player in the league right now for sure. Here's my thing with Aaron Donald, man. Is he really that much better than Fletcher Cox?
Yes.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he is.
Without a doubt. And Fletcher Cox is a
No
monster.
disrespect.
We're not disrespecting Fletcher Cox. This is more praise to Aaron Donald. Dog, I seen Aaron Donald throw two men off of him in a double team at the same time, bro. Like Aaron Donald is almost unstoppable, bro. But I think the Seahawks can, as long as Carson is healthy and he can run the ball, because if they don't have Carson, it can get dicey because the Seahawks are easy to defend if they're just one dimensional, very easy to defend. And the Rams got a very good defense. I don't know. I believe in Russell Wilson. I think I picked the Seahawks to go to the Super Bowl before the season. Not so confident in that right now at this point. But my point is that Russell Wilson is a special quarterback, man. He comes through, and that's what you need from your quarterback.
Yeah, that's how I say it too, man. Russell Wilson, I mean, they when it comes out to it, the Seahawks just got that one special player that can just take it home for you. And I think Russell's gonna make a few plays in this game to keep drives alive, and they'll just have the Rams defense like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Like, damn, we should have got this dude off the field. I mean, he can't, But like you said, the Chris Carson, as long as they run the ball with Chris Carson, I think it'll make it easier on Russell Wilson. I can see this game being like a 2017 type of game, or maybe even lower score than that.
Man, this is gonna be something odd. It's gonna be like 22-18 or something, something odd like that. This is gonna be missed extra points. There's gonna be a lot of field goals. I'm thinking it ain't gonna be no more than 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because
I know both teams. Come on.
Right. Because I know one thing. I know Tyler Lockett's going to have to step it up even more because Jalen Ramsey seems to have the best of DK in they 2 matchups they've had so far this year.
He got it.
Is it possible that DK could ball out in this game? Maybe. Yeah, possibly. But I think Tyler Lockett, he's been in the league long enough. He's been in enough playoff games. He's going to have to help Russell Wilson out a bit in this one. And he can win his matchup, as long as Russell has that time to find him down the field, whatever. So.
Yeah, it's something about playing a team 3 times though that's weird, man. It's like throw everything out, man. Just like what you seen before don't mean nothing, bro. Like
it means nothing.
That third game is crazy.
Right.
But I can see Russ escaping Aaron Donald on the last play and leading to a winning field goal. It could be like 22-21, something crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can see that. I'll ride with Seattle on this one too.
Yeah, so we all in agreement, all Seattle then. All right, so the final game of the Saturday slate is we got the Washington football team going against Tampa Bay. Tom Terrific, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey,
I love Brian's enthusiasm, man.
I can't wait for this game. Bro, I can't wait for this game because Washington, I'm picking Washington. I'm letting y'all know that now. Washington is going to get in Tampa Bay's ass. They're going to get busy. Chase Young is going to get busy on Tampa Bay. You think is Tristan Wirfs, is he blocking Chase Young?
I don't think so.
He need help.
I don't think so, bro.
Hey, because if he ain't, he got to deal with Sweat. Sweat gets busy too.
Yeah.
Bro.
You got Deron Payne.
Man, listen, bro.
Washington front 7 is scary.
This Washington defense is scary as hell. We got to play them next year at Washington. But that's besides the point. I think it's kind of similar with the Colts, except the thing that concerns me about Washington is that offense. That offense is terrible. Okay? Now, I don't want to blame Alex Smith. I don't.
Right.
But I'm concerned about him because the key part about Alex Smith and what makes him a good quarterback and he can be dangerous at times is his legs.
Right.
That was always the secret weapon with Alex Smith. He ain't going to be that mobile this game. And they talking about doing 2 quarterbacks and And I think that's a little gamesmanship.
Yeah, it is.
So they can prepare, for two quarterbacks. Because I think Alex Smith will take the bulk of the snaps. But they do have 17. He gets busy.
Yeah, McLaurin. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets.
Yeah,
busy.
he's nice. He's nice.
I like their running backs. But that
is
offense.
Gibson back? Gibson is back.
Yeah, he's back.
Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson's back.
Okay.
That offense concerns me. It really does. But I'm still going to take Washington because look at the 2007 Super Bowl when they faced the Giants, Patriots. They pressured his ass. All right. Look at the Titans game from last year. Pressured his ass. Look at all those matchups with Denver. Denver pressured Tom Brady. And that's the best thing that you can have going against Tom Brady. He ain't trying to get hit. Okay. He gonna throw the ball up. And that defense, Washington's defense is top 5. All right. That front, I'll take Washington's front 4 against anybody's front 4. Ron Rivera, come on, man. Bruce Arians is gonna throw it up. He's gonna, no risk it, no biscuit. Yeah, all right. And Mike Evans, is he playing?
Yeah, I think he's on track to play this week.
Man,
he ain't gonna be 100%.
Right, he'll be a decoy.
Chase, and I know Chase Young is, he's been in the media this week. He hasn't been disrespectful with his talk, but he mean what he say. He wants to go against Tom Brady. Okay, Chase Young is gonna have at least 2 sacks in this game.
Hey, okay. Brian B, we are on point, dog. We are on the same page so far in these playoff predictions, man, because I got Washington in this game too, bro. Like, you hit it on the nod, man. They front 7 can get the Brady. And we seen Brady against teams in the past. Like, I mean, recently this year when they was at home against the Saints was on his ass, dog. Like, he played like one of the worst games of his career in that game. So, like, as long as you're able to get pressure towards him, as long as you're able to hit him, I mean, you got a shot. And, like...
Go ahead. I mean, interrupt.
Okay. Well, and like with Alex Smith, man, like, yeah, he may not be 100%, but I think Washington's gonna, hit. They're gonna make the game easier for him, and I think Terry McLaurin can easily win his matchup against Carlton Davis because we seen Tyreek Hill shake and bake and put Carlton Davis on the grill, dog. So I think McLaurin's gonna make it easier for Alex Smith, and also, Washington, if they run the game's not in sync, I mean, they're gonna find other ways to get them involved. Like they can hit Gibson out the backfield on a check down. They can hit JD McKissick out the backfield, line him up at wide receiver and everything. So I think Alex will do just enough and he'll manage the game well to Washington will be rested on the sideline. They can get after Brady throughout the entire game. So
here's another thing. Have y'all checked the weather for Washington? I haven't checked it.
No, I haven't checked it essentially either.
This time of year, that Washington field is cold, it's rainy. Tom Brady ain't used to that. It's go, man. Look, I'm telling y'all, man. If it's some inclement weather too, I think Washington gonna get in that ass. I do. I don't think Tom Brady's gonna have enough time to really read and dissect what he needs to figure out the open man. It's as simple as that. I think that Washington will get to Tom Brady faster than he can throw the ball.
Yep. And also there's the stat too, man. I think the last 4 tries, a division winner that finished under 500, they've won the past 4 first round matchups. So that's also something else to keep in mind. And Washington has the formula for sure to get it done, make it 5 in a row.
Man, I agree with all that. And Washington gonna beat all, but y'all forget about Tom Brady's little friend, man, the referee. They gonna do something, and Tom Brady gonna squeak out of there with a win, bro. Watch. You forget about his homeboy.
See, I
don't all the other stuff I agree with. It's just, man, I done seen him do it too many times.
So you don't think the refs gonna look out for Alex Smith?
Yes, I'm saying
they might
change his comeback story, bro.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's fair.
We're not disagreeing with you. We feel you, right.
But with all the stuff that's going on in the world right now,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, the last thing DC need is another L.
Man,
Right.
they took a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
who-
on to the Sunday slate now. This is my personal game of the week. With Baltimore, Tennessee. The game's
Ooh.
actually in Tennessee this
Woo.
time, and I think for me, I think Baltimore gonna get their revenge. Man, I think Lamar Jackson's about to shut a lot of critics up in this playoffs. How do you see that one playing out, Brian?
I'm right with you, Chuck. I got Baltimore. And it's no disrespect to Tennessee. Derrick Henry is
a monster.
something, I don't want to be disrespectful to God, but I feel like at times Derrick Henry is like beyond something that God created. Because this man, he throws other grown ass men on the ground.
Yeah,
We
he's
talking
this
about,
generation's Earl Campbell, dog. Like
oh, we
it's
talking
crazy.
about we talking about NFL players. We talking about grown men who don't want to get embarrassed, except you have no choice. You're about to get embarrassed, and he did it
Dog.
again last week. So that Derrick Henry scares me. But, bro, Baltimore, I love good coaching. John Harbaugh knows how to get his players up for a good game, and that is a sign of good coaching. Nobody expecting them to do anything against Pittsburgh when that game moved to Wednesday, and they damn near they was in the game until the last play.
They should have won.
Yeah. To be
To
honest.
be honest with
So
you.
what I'm saying is that, and they played that game without RG3. RG3 played like the first quarter or something like that, or the first. No, he played like the first 3 quarters. But Lamar Jackson got his confidence back. I think they fixed some things on that offense with the running schemes that they have. I think Lamar is being better as far as his decision making. I think he's being a little more patient, and they're getting a little more healthier. And Hollywood Brown ain't dropping passes like he was. So I like Baltimore in this game. I think their defense is going to bring it. And let's not underestimate, because I think a lot of people don't think about the human factor in this. And what I mean by that is Baltimore got embarrassed earlier this year by Tennessee. And Tennessee, the Baltimore little theme song that they have, that dun, 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 dun. So
yeah, right.
That was an overtime game, right? So when Derrick Henry ran that ball and he got that touchdown, they were singing that song. Like the Titans players were singing the song. And then you got the stuff with the midfield logo, John Harbaugh versus Mike Vrabel. I'm like you, Chuck. This is my favorite game of the weekend. It's gonna be a slobber knocker. I can see this one being a low down dirty. I can see this being a low down dirty game, or I can see this being a shootout. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I do know it's gonna be some damn good football, and it's gonna be some good defense. It's gonna be some hitting. It's gonna be some running. It's gonna be a little cool. I can't wait for this one, but I got Baltimore squeaking it out.
Yeah, I think this might be the highest scoring game of the week in my opinion. I think you're gonna see all the fireworks, man. Derrick Henry, he's gonna somehow get his, but Lamar Jackson, he's gonna be the standout of the entire wild card weekend. Like you mentioned earlier in the year, like Baltimore, they lost him earlier in the year, and then last year in the playoffs, they got embarrassed because like me and Country, we did our very first episode, we were just winging it or whatever, and I said Tennessee was gonna beat Baltimore because Baltimore had been rested for so long, like they rested that guy super earlier. And I think he threw the rhythm off of everybody, on both sides of the football.
Yeah.
But Baltimore's been having that stick in their back of their mind, and they've been on the road. And another thing with Baltimore is, I think they're a much better team on the road. I think Lamar Jackson thrives off of going to opposing opponents' fields and just seeing like the crowd and everything. Like even though this year's playoffs we're not gonna get the full capacity and everything, I think Lamar Jackson likes seeing the opposing fans and in their stadium or whatever. I think he thrives off that moment. So I think Lamar's gonna have a monster game, in my opinion. I can see Lamar having a 4-touchdown game, in my opinion, with a combination of passing and running. And Baltimore would just do just enough, in my opinion, to get over the hump.
Man, and I will say Ryan Tannehill is balling out. He is. The past month or so, like he's really like elevated his game. And then Brown and Davis, they get busy. Smith, he's a great tight end. So by no means is this going to be a blowout. But I'm with you, Chuck. I think Lamar got something to prove. I just saw something to where I think it was Therese Taylor's Instagram where Lamar Jackson is remembering everything that people said about him from the playoff game from last year and this year when everybody thought Baltimore was dead in the water. Um, I think I think Lamar Jackson gets his first playoff victory.
Yeah, but then we also can't forget about Baltimore's running game too. I think they've been saving Mark Ingram for the playoffs, and of course got J.K. Dobbins, the young rookie. I think he's gonna have a pretty decent game as well. So
Gus Edwards too.
Yep, Gus the Bus.
Yes.
What you got, country?
So Brian stole the words out of my mouth. It's gonna be a slobber knocker.
Yes, sir.
My Jr. Jim
style.
Ross voice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's this. I think it might favor that Cleveland Baltimore game from a couple weeks ago. How it started off slow, it was a defensive struggle, and then all of a sudden, boom. And I think that might be it, where they just throwing headshots at each other. Yeah, and we'll see who's standing. Because man, we'll see who's standing. Because if Derrick Henry on this game, that's gonna make Tannehill better. Tannehill been balling out. Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith and
AJ
what's
Brown.
the kid's name?
AJ Brown.
Yeah. Beast.
Hey, Baltimore got the defense and the coaching staff to stop all that though. They do.
Yeah. Also,
slow down just enough.
And like you said, Lamar been reading the press clippings. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's ready to prove what he can do. Hopefully it don't hurt him, because I felt like it hurt him last year. I think he was believing it, and he thought he was walking. He was too high, but now I think he's humble enough that he can get through it. And I got Baltimore winning, but it's gonna be a fight.
Hey,
Definitely
man,
gonna be a fight.
You're showing your age with the press clippings, dog. They call screenshots now, man.
Thank you, bro.
I got you.
The press clippings.
But I will say this for the Island matchup. I will be keeping a close eye on AJ Brown against Marlon Humphrey or Corey Davis against Marcus Peters. So that'll be something to keep an eye on.
All of them dudes are dogs on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Mm-hmm. So now on to the next game. We got the Saints and Bears. The Saints at home against the Bears. I think Michael Thomas is set to come back. I think Alvin Kamara is coming back from COVID and everything. And then the Saints, they favored at home right now. I don't trust either one of these teams, man. I have a hard time trusting either one of these teams, but I just got a feeling for this game, I think the Bears defense may do just enough to slow down the Saints at home. And it wouldn't shock me if the Saints lost another game at home. It wouldn't shock me if they become one and done again. How do you see it playing out, Brian?
I can see the Bears getting a win out of this, but Trubisky, I ain't taking Trubisky in no game, fam. I mean, he's shown improvement, and he's been balling out for the past 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. And he got these guys into the playoffs. Like when Trubisky came in, Bears I think they were under 500.
Yeah, they was on a losing streak.
Yeah. So it's something to be said for that though. But with that being said, though, give me the Saints. I think this is the most boring game of the weekend. I'm gonna watch it, of course, but I'm not looking forward to it. I think the Saints would dismantle the Bears. I love Matt Nagy, of course, but not really confident in him being a head coach. Although he did turn it around and he did lead those guys. Now, what concerns me about this game and how the Saints could be in trouble is 11 broken ribs is nothing easy to come back from. Breeze is going to be feeling this for the rest of the playoff run, no matter how far it goes. And if Khalil Mack and Hicks, because they get busy, okay? So if they get up in there and Trevathan, if he's blitzing and start getting some of them rib shots,
it'll be Taysom Hill time.
It'll be interesting, dog. It'll be interesting. But the Saints got a great defense. Drew Brees, he can manage a game. Kamara is special. Michael Thomas is special. We know that. They got Emmanuel Sanders. I don't see this one being close at all. I got the Saints in the landslide.
Yeah, this is where I kind of got versus above on this, dog. Like, yeah, I'm having a hard time trusting Mr. Trubisky as well. But really, the Bears should have been better than the 8-8 team. Here's why the Bears got on the loser streak, man. When Trubisky went out, they kept trying to run plays where Mitch was comfortable. They didn't adjust to Nick Foles and what he does best. They kept trying to run the same type of offense, and you can't do that with certain quarterbacks. So that's where they ended up being in trouble. But when Mitch came back, he was on his P's and Q's. And Mitch remembered that he is on the contract year. So that's part of the reason why he is playing well.
Hey, two I didn't mean to interrupt, but I had to get this out. Two things. The contract year is undefeated. I will admit that. I forgot my other point. My bad. Go ahead.
All right, you good. So yeah, I think that carries over to this game a bit. I think Allen Robinson can win his matchup against Marshawn Lattimore. I felt like Allen Robinson got snubbed from the second team All Pro, and that's just gonna give him extra motivation to go out there and clown a bit. So I think he should get his. At the end of the day, like you said, with Drew Brees and his 11 broken ribs, man, I think the Bears front seven can get to him, man. You know, there's only so much punishment you can take after taking all them hits from Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks and Roquan Smith and them, dog. So right now, the Bears, they've been playing some good ball lately, man. And in this environment, the Saints, this won't be the same type of playoff environment they used to. They won't have that loud Louisiana Superdome behind them. Like, there's only going to be a few fans in the stadium. So it's going to be kind of quiet, and it's going to feel weird for them. I think the Bears go ahead and squeak it out, bro.
Oh, my other points were David Montgomery is the key to the Bears.
Yep.
Because when he got going, well, we ain't never seen the Bears put up 30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
So if David Montgomery can get going and they start and Matt Nagy, like you said earlier, Matt Nagy has to adjust his play calling. He needs those boots. In terms of Trubisky, he needs play action. He needs boots. He needs to get out of the pocket because he's better, believe it or not, when he's on the run. Because when you're on the run, you're kind of looking. Your target selection is smaller, so you don't have to look at the whole field.
Right.
So you can kind of single out better who you want to throw it to on the run. And he got legs; he can run. But if David Montgomery gets it going, Bears will be tough to beat. I just don't see that happening that way. I think the Saints defense, Cam Jordan, my man, number 90, I think that's his number. He gets busy. The other DN, Demario Davis.
Yeah.
Davis gets busy. Janoris Jenkins, he's been playing well. They got Lattimore. I like the Saints in a blowout.
Yeah, but which point about David Montgomery, he's another running back that seemed like he has figured it out all of a sudden because he was struggling throughout his entire career up until the last few weeks. It looked like he done figured some things out as well, as far as picking the holes, the run through in the offense, and also I had another point, man.
You acting like me. Look,
yeah,
so much on your mind, you forget.
Yeah, dog. I done lost my train of thought now, bro. But yeah, that's probably it, man. I got the Bears squeaking by. Who you got, country?
I got the Saints 24-17. It'll be a tough fight because I think the Bears defense is gonna come to play. And if Breeze get hit on the blind side by Mac, it might be good night for the Saints, whether they win or not. You know what I'm saying? It might be good night either way. So, I mean, I'll give it to the Saints, though. I think they'll play it tight and then they'll pull away in the end. And Trubisky, he'll have a good show, but he'll show why he's Trubisky again. So, I got the Saints.
All right, so 2-1. I'm the lone one with the Bears then. All right, so the last game of the entire wild card weekend is the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. These two teams, we
got robbed, 17. We got robbed in this game. We got robbed in this game by COVID-19.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dog. Like Cleveland, they're gonna miss Kevin Stefanski, man, because otherwise, if they had him, I might have leaned towards Cleveland in this game, but I think not having that head coach there with the play call and everything, we just don't know, man. I think it's gonna hurt Cleveland a bit. How do you see it playing out, Brian?
Yeah, man, I'm with y'all. The COVID really snatched a great game that I thought was going to happen, but I just don't see it happening, man. Coaching in playoff football, coaching is such a separator. Very like in baseball, no, basketball is the greatest example. Chuck, we don't need your LeBron comments, all right? But
Listen, I'm telling
you
you.
know, and this goes to LeBron actually,
Okay.
because in
Uh-oh.
basketball, you like coaching matters definitely in basketball, but basketball is more about stamina and execution to me. Like, you know, I'm going to the hole, or you know, I'm about to set this trap or whatever, but can you stop it?
Right.
And to me, in football, coaching, if you have a great coach, that can elevate your team to at least 5 wins, in my opinion, if you have a great coach. And Stefanski not being there, bro, that just it burst the whole bubble. Your team ain't the same. Everything in practice ain't going the same. Things leading up to the week ain't the same. You ain't even seen. You ain't talked to your coach. What about those little fine details that coaches find at the last second? Sometimes he's not going to be able to do that with them, and that's a big disadvantage. Who's the head coach for this game with Cleveland? I have no clue.
Yeah,
I
I haven't
really
heard
don't know.
anything.
And you know, Stefanski, he's proven himself to be a solid coach this year. I'm still not like all the way sold on him, but he's pretty good. You think Baker Mayfield is going to show the kind of patience and the kind of maturity to win a
No.
playoff game at Pittsburgh
Nah.
against
No.
that defense?
Uh-uh.
Excuse me, pardon me. Minka Fitzpatrick is going to have a field day, and T.J. Watt, I think he's going to get in Pittsburgh's ass. Not Pittsburgh. I think he's going to get in Cleveland's ass. I really do. I got Pittsburgh winning, and they'll win by probably about 2 possessions. I think like they'll win by 10 or 11 points. I think Cleveland will make it a contest because Cleveland got some ball players too. You know, Myles Garrett, All Pro, he gets busy, and their defense is solid. But without Stefanski, give me Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is, in my opinion, Mike Tomlin's a top 5 coach in the NFL. To do what he's been
Definitely.
able to do with them over the past several years, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think he's top 3.
Unless Cleveland gets like this jolt of momentum and they rally around the fact that we don't have our coach. Yeah, that'd be the only way. I
Hold on,
think.
let me
I
stop.
think.
Let me pause you there. Because I had to get this out, bro. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know,
It's all good.
I feel like I got the liberty to do this. But okay, so you said without the coach, maybe they can find some type of spark. So, and I quickly thought of a quick analogy. So you remember in elementary school or middle school or high school when the main, like, think about your hardest class, you know, chemistry or, you know, Western civilization or whatever. I don't know. Just think about the class that gave you the most issues with the teacher that was the hardest. That teacher's out. That teacher ain't coming to class today. There's a substitute teacher coming in this class. What you think gonna happen with this substitute teacher? We finna clown.
We about to act a fool.
All right,
We watching a
roast.
movie
I'm
today.
finna roast everybody in the room. All right, we finna play music. We finna play cards, or, you know, what, hangman, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what's finna happen with Cleveland. The teacher is gone. The substitute teacher is in, and Pittsburgh is going to not completely dominate them, but they'll win comfortably.
Okay, and here's another point. Ben might help keep Cleveland in the game.
He might. You're right.
Because he been dragging. I think he ready to go on vacation. He been dragging for a few weeks now. He might help Cleveland stay in the game. Not saying they'll win, but they just prolonging what's about to happen anyway.
After this playoff run, I think Ben need to go ahead and decide to be a family man, dog. I think this should be his final year, bro.
He ain't gonna do it, bro. He ain't gonna do it.
Ain't happening, dog. I do think Cleveland's running game could give Pittsburgh the blues. But man, Pittsburgh defense is just so good everywhere in every phase. Like they're great. Playoff football, defensive teams usually come out on top. I know
it's a different monster.
Right. That Pittsburgh defense is not as good without Bud Dupree now. I mean, they was fine without Devin Bush, but now losing Bud Dupree, they kind of backslide a little bit. But I think in this game, not having Stefanski there, we just don't know. I don't think that play call is gonna be the same, man. Like I think as good as Cleveland's running game is, I don't know if it's gonna be the same type of running game like we've been seeing all season long. And the game is definitely got to be put in Baker Mayfield's hands, and this when the inexperience kicks in for Cleveland. I could see Cleveland having a few turnovers in this game. And at the end of the day, as long as Pittsburgh can get James Conner back in the fold somehow, because here's the thing with Pittsburgh, man. This is what I've heard throughout Pittsburgh season. I've heard that Ben Roethlisberger has checked out of running plays a lot.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To where Pittsburgh be throwing the ball way more than what they should be throwing it. Because Pittsburgh throughout the franchise history, they won their Super Bowls through the running game. So I think if they can get James Conner back in the fold and he can get going, they should be able to win. And I'm with you, Brian. I think they'll win by 2 possessions too. I say like 10, 11 points myself, bro.
Hey, my bro, Classic. He like the Steelers.
Yeah.
And
The only Steelers fan I respect is Classic and Snoop.
Yeah, he keep it real.
And we be we'll talk football, whatever. But you mentioned Roethlisberger checking out of those running plays. That makes him so mad. He gets so pissed off when Ben does that. Really, seriously. Yeah.
So yep. Looks like we're on consensus with Pittsburgh. And looks like that's all of our predictions, man. So the Chiefs gonna be facing the Colts in the divisional round.
I hate playing them in the damn playoffs. I hate it, bro. I hate it. Do y'all remember?
Get that little sense.
Y'all remember at 18 when we finally got our first home playoff win since the Steelers game in '93.
Yeah.
And the video that I did, like Chris Jones,
the crying video.
Man, look.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, so we won that game by like what 17 or something like that.
Yeah, we won it pretty close.
It wasn't close,
bro. Look, I waited to that clock had 3 zeros on it to make that video. I was not about to post no videos before the clock strike 0. No, sir. But I hate playing them. It gives me so much anxiety playing them just based off of 1995, based off of 2003, 2006, 2013. We're traumatized with that, dog. So
yeah,
I wouldn't want to see the Colts because their team, in my opinion, is the opposite of us. And they're built low key to beat us, kind of sort of. We don't want to face a good defense with a good running game, man. Like that's like the formula to beating us.
Right. It's not like we haven't stopped that before. We was able to slow down Derrick Henry last year, no problem. I think it's different this time, man. Now we got Patrick Mahomes. And I remember this soundbite after we had lost to the Colts last year on Sunday night. Justin Houston in the locker room said nobody came out here thinking that we was gonna beat them or whatever. And I'm sure Chiefs players have listened to that soundbite and watched that soundbite, and I'm sure that's in their minds. You know what I mean? If the Colts do beat the Bills tomorrow, so I think them boys gonna be ready to beat them again. Now, I will say this: I think if the Chiefs do go to the AFC Championship game, I think we play the Ravens, bro, and that's gonna be a hell of a game, dog. That's not gonna be an easy game, bro.
It'll be Ravens and Steelers. Oh, we would face. I think the Ravens will beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, I didn't think about that. I ain't trying to face the Ravens.
Hey, like I said, they're a better team on the road, bro.
Hey, but like you said, this is a different season. The playoffs is different. And I think, man, the extra motivation of being second team All-Pro, not winning MVP.
Oh, man.
He on his Jordan swag, bro.
Hey, look, two things. They messed up, and Aaron Rodgers deserves it. All right, let's give credit where it's due.
No doubt, no doubt.
Aaron Rodgers has played out of his mind this year. But Patrick Mahomes though, he played good too. Okay, he played good too. That's number one. He has a better record. Okay, but he's going to take note of that. Patrick Mahomes is petty. Okay, that stuff he did in Chicago last year. Remember, he did the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember he did. He's petty.
Petty.
Yeah.
Who else is petty?
Michael Jordan.
Jordan, the pettiest of them all. When he says, "I like," it's a meme now. But y'all remember in the summer when we was watching The Last Dance, and Michael Jordan said that on there?
I took it personal.
Everybody believed it, and he was dead ass serious. Patrick Mahomes got that same competitive asshole DNA chip in him. I believe that Mike has. Patrick Mahomes is looking at all of this shit. He's looking at the second team All Pro. He's looking at the MVP, and it bet not be unanimous. Okay, it bet not be unanimous.
Don't disrespect him like that.
Oh man, it's scary hours.
And
it's
the
scary
thing
hours
is,
is unanimous.
I think Patrick, he's the face of the league, so he's gonna know. He knows if he's getting the MVP or not. But the damn announcement comes when? The night before the Super Bowl. Don't let us play Green Bay. Bro,
I want us to play.
Patrick Mahomes I think he's gonna show his complete ass. People have been talking shit about the Chiefs for the past 4 or 5 weeks. Somehow our victories aren't legit because we're not blowing people out or whatever.
It's like y'all not watching the games, bro.
We've been taking notes.
Bruh, I'm telling you, dog. Patrick Mahomes is gonna show his ass.
That's facts, bro.
And we might get the behind the back pass in the playoffs.
Whatever. He can do all of that.
Hey man, to your point, Pat is petty, bro, and he hides it behind this killer smile and the goofy haircut and all that, and he smiles,
Curry,
the exact thing to say, but inside is a beast, bro. Inside is a monster. He the Terminator, bro.
I don't see Steph Curry like that. I don't. I don't see Steph Curry like that. I don't think Steph Curry has that competitive. Okay, look, he has other gifts, and Steph Curry is great. Love him, and I love his game.
He ain't that though.
I don't see him being that dog, that alpha male dog that Patrick Mahomes or Michael Jordan or LeBron James. Yes, LeBron James has. I don't see Steph Curry on that level.
You know what? I don't even see LeBron on that level. I think LeBron has it.
What?
He shows flashes of it. Man. He ain't consistent. No, B, this is what I'm saying. B, this is what I'm saying. B, listen to me. Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Listen to me. LeBron probably ain't gonna pull it out in the regular season. Jordan gonna bring it it never stopped for Jordan. This is the only difference. If Jordan gets you down, he's gonna stomp on your face. And he gonna be there when the cops come at the crime scene, this is why I did it. LeBron gonna roll out. You know what I'm saying? LeBron got it, but he ain't gonna give it to you every night. He'll give it to you when you need it, though. You feel what I'm saying? I can agree with that.
I can agree with that. And y'all know,
I think Pat got it in him every game too, though.
Yes, I agree with you on that. But y'all know I'm pre-Lakers. I wasn't a LeBron James fan at all.
Oh yeah,
I was critical of him. I'll admit it. But I'm just so loyal to my team. If you come to my team, all things that we done, if I can accept Chester McLaughlin, I can accept anybody. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, in 2016, bro, that finals really started to change how I perceive LeBron James as being that competitor.
That's the one that came back against the Warriors?
Being down 3-1 to them dudes, bro. Really? And you winning? And yes, he had help. He need help. All right? He needs everybody. Jordan need help. Everybody.
And that's why he ain't on that level, bro.
Hey, Charles gave me the wrap it up sign.
He needs help, bro. But I just wanted to get that through. I just don't see I don't see Steph Curry on that level with Patrick. I don't.
Hey B, Charles gave me the wrap it up sign, bro.
That's cool, man. He can listen. He gonna get these facts one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
it sound good. You know what I mean?
This guy six.
But nah, man, it's gonna...
What time was that? 6:40 a.m. or 6:27 a.m. this morning. This dude up here talking about LeBron James couldn't do something or whatever. Or he said that Michael Jordan was the best player on the '84 team.
And he was talking about the
James
Olympics. It was just Charles, man.
Dog, it came on my timeline, bro. Talking about
Seek help, bro.
we go back to
and you just had to respond to it, didn't you? You had to. You couldn't
I
stop. You was like Pookie in New Jack City when he had the damn crack pipe. You couldn't put that damn phone down, could you? Golly. God.
Hadn't even brushed his teeth yet, and he was already talking about LeBron.
Got LeBron on his breath. Ain't brushed his teeth. Golly.
Eat some breakfast first, man. Nah, all in all, though, man, I think it's gonna be a great weekend in football.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be the laziest person alive.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to be lazy, but I'm gonna try to get as much football in as I can. On the side note, man, Brian B. Shynin, man, you a great guy, man. You do a lot for the city, a lot for your radio, the local artists, and even though they be hating, they don't understand sometimes, but you always show that love. Me and you know, we go back wing Fridays.
You know it. Shout out to
I know exactly what
5800
Brian wants. I just told Brian, come on to the window, bro. I know exactly what you want.
Hey,
listen, Brian actually DJ'd my wedding.
Yes,
we had a great time.
He did a whole Jay-Z set by himself.
We did a whole Jay-Z set, man, and he shouted out my wife on her birthday, man, and that was amazing. Like, man, he been a great friend for me. He been always there for me when I need him. We'll catch up randomly. We don't talk every day, but we can talk and be right where we left off. We've been in the club a couple of times and had fun. So, man, that's my dog, man. I got love for you. And the funny thing is, this is probably, we almost to a year to the day we started this, almost around there. And the plan was, if Charles remembers, I think we can get B on the show. You want to get B? Yeah, let's get B. So for it to come full circle, like a year later, to have you on the show, bro, that's amazing, bro. We got love. There's mad respect for you, bro.
Man, the love goes both ways. I thoroughly appreciate it. You are very complimentary, and everything you said is all facts. But I love my city. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, people talk about they want to move or they want to get out, and or whatever. Okay,
bye.
This is my home. Like I'm just the type of guy where I just if I feel at home, then I'm a stay there. And Kansas, I've been lucky and blessed to call Kansas City my home my whole life. So I love my city. I love the people in it. Even the folks who may not be fond of me, I still love you too. It's nothing but love this way, and that's what I'm on, dog. So again, I'm blessed to even share this with y'all. I appreciate it, and I thank y'all for inviting me on, for real.
Yeah, most definitely, bro, for sure, man. And yeah, we know, the love is mutual this way too, bro. Like, we like the same sports teams, even though I'm taking a break from the Lakers. I'm gonna come back eventually, but we're not gonna get into all that. But anyway, besides that, bro, Brian, you one of the best DJs in Kansas City, man. Besides that, you're a very talented individual. You one of the best radio personalities in Kansas City. You've done a lot for the city, man. You helped out in the community as well, bro, with your toy drive every year too. So I want to plug that as well, bro. Like, besides that, man, you've been a real good, solid dude. Each time we have linked up or whatever, bro. So it was a pleasure having you on tonight.
Thank you. Hey, and that's toy and food drive and all that other stuff. That's the power of Hot 103 Jamz, man. I know, some folks. I don't want to concentrate on them, but some folks they say what they got to say about the station. That's fine. And then, whatever, have your opinion. That's fine. But just know that KPRS Hot 103 Jamz has been, always will be, for the people of Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas, and the surrounding areas.
Facts, man. So before we let you go, man, I know we're in the pandemic right now. I know DJ's kind of in a tough bind right now, but I mean,
Not
do you
for
have
me.
anything going on?
Man, look,
Coming up?
I don't want to be insensitive to those, and I don't want to trivialize the year of 2020 because it was awful in so many ways for so many people. It was. That's the facts of it. But with that being said, for me personally, 2020 was a great year for me personally. It was. I got to just think about a lot of stuff. I did a lot of thinking. I got closer with some really important people that I really was missing in my life. So plus the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. What?
Yeah.
like man,
Man.
2020 was great for me. It was. I'm just being honest with y'all. But I don't want to celebrate that because of the fact that of the amount of things that went on last year that were bad for so many people. So I'm not celebrating that. But you mentioned a DJ, and that's why I got a mixtape a month series that I'm doing for this year. So I've released Candlelit. Now you better, if you will listen to that Candlelit series, go over to my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Brian B. Shynin. I'm warning y'all, this Candlelit series mixtape, it's a mixtape of slow songs and things to do what country has done, which is bake a lot of babies. So be careful with that. But yeah, I was doing the live streams, but then with the live streams, you get flagged for the music and all of that stuff.
Right.
So I kind of just and I've been really working on my craft seriously. So I've been trying to come up with some new ways to kind of introduce music. I got a lot of stuff cooking up this year. I really do. Some
Cool,
stuff
man.
I can't talk about.
Hey.
We look forward to it, bro. We look forward to what you got cooked up in the future, man, for 2021. So, again, I want to thank you for coming on the show today, bro. It was a pleasure having you on, my man. And
he
may do
knows
this
if we go
again.
to the Super Bowl, he coming back, right? You already know that.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I'll come back.
For sure.
Pleasure's all mine, bro. Thank you. I'm humbled. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, people. Well, this will conclude another episode of Kingdom Cast. Don't forget to share on all your social media platforms. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we out of here.
Better not bring your kids.